It is time to test your knowledge once again, ladies and gentlemen. The ultimate No Mercy trivia quiz. 25 questions. What will your score be? I'm the host with the most, your mouth from the south, your quizmaster of the day, Steve, and I'm joined by our contestant of the day. Some may call him a victim at this point. It is one other, NXSteve. How are you doing, my man? Are you looking forward to the ultimate No Mercy quiz?
At the start of the day, I was bricking it, but I've slightly calmed down a bit. I've done a bit more research, and I've discovered a few more things. So I think I'll be all right. But yeah, it was the plethora of complete randomness every single No Mercy show has is unreal, and it was quite scary to look at to start with.
I mean, it's different to turn around saying, here's a WrestleMania quiz, here's a SummerSlam quiz. It's obviously some of the biggest shows of the year you highlight, but No Mercy, we've not actually had a No Mercy, well, for, I think 6 years was the last time we had one. So we're going through a lot of different categories, a lot of different time periods as well when it comes to it. But of course, for those that are watching live, feel free to get involved in the comments as well. Try and answer the questions and let us know your score at the end. NXT, as always, you have the choice whether to go with the comments or not go with the comments if they do come flooding in. Of course, you're watching on delay. Thank you for watching, and make sure to drop in at the end what your score was of this. 25 questions, as I say. Let's not waste any time. NXT, are you ready for your first question?
I'm ready.
Okay, I'd like to think that we're starting off quite soft here, so let's go for it. Question 1. What stipulation did Becky Lynch challenge Tiffany Stratton to for a match at NXT No Mercy 2023?
And you know the best part is I didn't look at the one that's coming up because I thought no, nothing's happened in that one. I'm gonna go with an Extreme Rules match.
That is correct. Extreme Rules is the stipulation taking place this Saturday for No Mercy. And of course, that is the only question from this year's. Question 2. What was the double main event at No Mercy 2017? So not just one, but both main events of this show. 2 high-profile matches. What were they?
Is 17 the latest one, like before the one's currently coming up?
Yes.
Oh, I think I only know one of them. I've got a feeling it's one of them, Enzo Amore versus Neville for the Cruiserweight title.
Not as a main event. It is on the... I do believe it's on the show.
No, then I don't know, Steve. Honestly, it was the only thing I think I kind of remember from that show because I was like... I didn't honestly know it was a double main event, so I didn't even think to check of it. But let me think. 2017. Let me go. John Cena versus Seth Rollins as one, and I don't know. Drew McIntyre versus not Drew McIntyre. I don't know. Brock Lesnar versus I don't know, Dean Ambrose.
You got a couple of names right, but unfortunately the matches were not. But C Nation Dog already in house has got both matches in the chat for you. Roman Reigns versus John Cena. Remember the time that John Cena ripped Roman Reigns a new one for not being able to talk on the stick? Of course, that was the first time they wrestled one another. And the second match was Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
So
I do remember it now because I was like in my review, my thingy earlier. I was like, let me count how many times Brock Lesnar's had a match at No Mercy, because I'm sure something like that would pop up. And you normally throw one of them out at me, and I do remember seeing the match now.
Absolutely. Question 3, and this is a bit of an interesting one, I think. The No Mercy pay-per-view was once done twice in 1 year. What year did this happen?
1999. First of all in Manchester, and then the second one was in Cleveland, Ohio.
Interesting indeed. Yes, there was a UK-based one and an American one. And I believe the only other time I can recall WWE doing a pay-per-view twice in 1 year since then is Roadblock in 2016, a network special in, I think it was March, around WrestleMania time, because they had Fastlane going on around that period. And then they did one in December, Roadblock End of the Line. But yes, you did make mention there that there was one done in the UK and one done in the States. And we'll see how this worked. What year was the first ever No Mercy pay-per-view?
1999.
It was indeed. Yes, see, the trick questions don't always work. And you might know this one as well. Where was the UK? Where was it held? for No Mercy?
It was
May
held
99?
in the Manchester Evening News Arena in Manchester, the United Kingdom.
Amazing. So that's 4 out of 5 in the first 5 questions there. You must be pretty stoked with that.
I'll take it.
Absolutely.
It all goes downhill from here, though.
Well, it depends. Some of the questions may do as well. Let's see how we roll on as we go into question 6. Who became the oldest women's champion in WWE history at a No Mercy event?
Would that possibly be the Fabulous Moolah in that trash god-awful match against Ivory by any chance?
It was indeed. Yes, the Fabulous Moolah in 1999 became the oldest women's champion of all time. And of course, yeah, not a great match I've ever been, brutally honest. Question 7. And you did warn me if I did a question like this, you wouldn't be very happy with me. But here it comes. What year was the No Mercy video game released on the Nintendo 64?
I'm going to say the year 2000.
Are you sure?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go 2000.
You are correct indeed. The year 2000, arguably to some, the greatest wrestling video game ever released. It was No Mercy in Nintendo 64, released on, I believe, the 17th of November in the year 2000.
The only reason the only reason I know that is because 2001 is Invasion year, so they wouldn't have released it then. So yeah, it had to be 2000. So
there you go, indeed. And you're right as well with that. And yeah, I mean, to be fair, No Mercy, I always think that video game was based off of the show in 1999, which actually we did on a retro not so long ago. Speaking of the year 2000, who won the WWE Championship less than the year after their debut at No Mercy 2000?
Damn. I don't know. 2000. I'm going to say, the WWE Championship.
Yes.
Brock Lesnar.
Unfortunately, Brock Lesnar is not the correct answer, but C Nation Dog is there in the chat with it for us. It's Kurt Angle, the Olympic gold medalist, winning against The Rock in the main event, of course, in New York as well, as where he won the championship also for the first time ever. I believe Albany was the destination. Question 9. Who competed for the Intercontinental Championship at No Mercy 2016? So I need both superstars here for this.
Dolph Ziggler and The Miz.
That is indeed correct there. Dolph Ziggler and The Miz, and what some would say is probably what was the resurgence of The Miz, and of course Dolph Ziggler getting his resurgence as well, winning the IC title, and many saying that should have been the main event of that show. C Nation had put it in the comments as well there.
Miz I haven't got the comments up, by the way, so I cannot see anything, but yeah, go for it.
Well, so far, I mean, the thing is, you can use them to your advantage if they are there, but they may not always be correct. That's the beauty of this. They may not always. We've done it in the past with people who have different answers, but C Nation so far has been flawless with his answers. Let's see if it continues for both of you with question 10. What did Cesaro accidentally do during a Raw Tag Team title match between The Bar versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose at No Mercy 2017?
Would that be when he became the Thwith Firebog and knocked out a gap in his front 2 teeth?
That would indeed. That is absolutely correct there. Absolutely correct. I've got to say, it is quite vicious actually when you look at it.
I remember the T-shirt.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I remember it was the T-shirt.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you what, so far, you are doing exceptionally well on this so far. 10 questions in. And C Nation, it says, doing surprisingly good at this. You're doing very well at this point. So far, been flawless on all of your answers. You come in only good at modern pay-per-views. Got some of the retro ones in there as well. I'll tell you what, we're going to move on and keep it going for question 11. What was the stipulation between Chris Jericho versus Shawn Michaels for the World Heavyweight Championship at No Mercy 2008?
That will be a ladder match, Steve.
I didn't hear you there, NXSteve.
That will be a ladder match.
I still can't hear. I think maybe your mic might have turned off.
Hello, can you hear me? No?
No, I don't know what's going on there.
I can hear you, but apparently you can't hear me.
Oh, hang on. You came for a second there. Hang on. Try
Hello?
now. There you are.
Hello?
Perfect.
I say I could hear you, but you apparently couldn't hear me. It was a ladder match, Steve.
Indeed. Yeah, absolutely. Going fantastic. Ladder match,
Technology,
maybe.
eh?
Indeed. Technology. You can't. You could hear NXSteve. I couldn't. There we go. It's good. Good. Interesting to know. I couldn't, but everyone else could. So maybe it's something on technicality on my end there. Question 12.
Just always the way.
It is indeed. This should be a bit outside the box. How many WWE Championship matches took place at No Mercy 2007?
Is that just WWE Championship in total, or is that like how many titles were on the line in that show?
No. How many WWE Championship matches? The actual WWE Championship.
Was this the year Triple H had 3 matches? So I'm going to say 3.
That is correct. That is correct. So, for those that are unaware, let's give people the rundown and the story. So, John Cena was scheduled to defend the championship against Randy Orton in the last man standing match, but the Raw before No Mercy, John Cena separated his shoulder and was immediately ruled out of the show, had to get emergency surgery, and at that point, the championship was made vacant. Now, for those wondering about John Cena, he miraculously came back a few months later in the Royal Rumble match at number 30 in 2008 to go on and win it and become a member, to go into WrestleMania to challenge for the title. In the meantime, WWE had panic booking to do. So at the start of the show, Vince McMahon comes out with the championship and awards that championship to Randy Orton. Triple H comes out, makes the challenge, goats Randy into taking the match, gets the crowd on side as well. And within 20 minutes, Triple H becomes the WWE champion. Vince McMahon being unhappy about this, as Randy Orton was his choice, the people's choice, it was Vince's choice, made Triple H defend the championship in his scheduled match against Umaga. Triple H successfully defended the title against Umaga in about 6 minutes. And at that point, Vince was so annoyed, he went with the scheduled main event of what was supposed to happen, a last man standing match against Randy Orton. At the end of the show, Randy Orton won that championship from Triple H. It is bonkers booking, but I can tell you, it is a fantastic show from start to finish.
Why had 2 matches against Orton in the same night? Surely that doesn't make sense. That's so random. You would have had like a number 1 contenders match to start off with, then the winner faces Orton and the main event for the title. Do you know what I mean? You could have had Umaga versus Triple H as the match.
Well, the thing was that Triple H goated Randy Orton into that match. Vince wasn't necessarily keen on that idea too much, but yeah, it's a fun watch. In fact, that retro is already on the channel for anyone who wants to go and check out my review of that show. It's already available to go and check out. But yeah, I think it's a fun one, and CD did get this correct as well. It is insane. It's a great show though. It's great fun, this one. I recommend people to go and check it out. But I can tell you, 12 questions in, NXSteve, you've now just hit 10 so far out of 12.
I'm studying all day, man. All day. It's all I've been doing. I haven't fed my kids. I haven't picked them up. They're still in school, to be fair. Like, honestly, I've not done nothing today apart from revise.
I mean, they won't be late. That's the thing for tomorrow. They'll be early, won't they? So
exactly.
that's always a good sign. So stay in school, literally. Stay in school. Question 13. Who was William Regal's opponent at No Mercy 2000?
Now, this might be a blessing in disguise. I might have to thank TikTok for this one. Was it Triple H?
It was not Triple H. And I can say it could be a sight for sore eyes, this one. It was Naked Mideon.
Oh, of course it was. Yes, it was, because it was the only... I saw Mideon popped up twice in all the No Mercy matches, and the second one is Naked Mideon against William Regal, because I think he's in the show the year before as well. Yes, he is Naked goddamn Mideon.
Oh, there we go. Question 14. The Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian redefined the ladder match forever at No Mercy 1999. My opinion, but kind of true. It was the match 5 of their best of 5 series, but what was the series called?
Would it be the Terry Invitational Tournament, the TIT?
I am going to just make sure my headphones are in correctly, as I can't hear you fully again. So Let's try it again one more time.
TIT.
I know that you've got it correct. The Terry Invitational Tournament is correct, absolutely. And yeah, we've even got Jerry Lawler moment there for you on this stream as well, for those that were looking out for it. Question 15. Which brand has had the most No Mercy pay-per-views in the WWE draft era up to 2023? Is it Raw or is it SmackDown?
SmackDown, because I think Raw's only had it once.
Raw has only had it once, and SmackDown, I believe, has had it 6 times. So SmackDown
Something like that, yeah.
is the one. The blue brand is the one. Question 16 for you. We're rapidly going through these today. How did the Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Rikishi match end at No Mercy 2000? Of course, let's remember Rikishi did it for The Rock.
I am going to have to... I'm going to have a wild guess and say Austin ran him over with a Zamboni. It's not the right answer, but I thought I'd be creative with it.
You got to be creative with it. Well, Austin attempted to run Rikishi over. Of course, they had a no-holds-barred match that ended in a no contest. Of course, Rikishi was the one to run over Steve Austin at Survivor Series 1999, claiming he did it for The Rock, but actually Triple H was the puppet mastermind behind it, even though Rikishi wasn't exposed to the main roster at this point. But hey, details. And of course, Austin, bloody mess, Rikishi was, after 10 minutes at ringside, was put into the back of Austin's truck, taken to the parking lot, was propped up. The truck was about to run into Rikishi, was leant against the wall, and a police car got in the way. Austin ran into the police car and then was arrested for his trouble and taken away from the arena. So the match actually ended in a no contest. So yeah, that is your answer for No Mercy 2000. In fact, I rewatched that match today just to make sure that I had every detail correct.
Fair enough.
Question 17. What was the triple threat WWE Championship match at No Mercy 2016?
That would be the guy that you can't see, Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles.
That is correct. And the guy you can't see, Mr. John Cena, of course, he is referring to Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles, which actually opened the show for this Wrestling Nation there.
Shocking.
Absolutely. I think there was a specific reason for it, and I can't remember why, but I think it's like someone had other duties, whether it was film related, could have been John Cena, could have had movie related reasons of why it had to be the opener of that show. Question 18. What was the main event of No Mercy 2001?
I have 2001. Okay. Is it Brock Lesnar versus Taker in a Hell in a Cell?
1 year out. Unfortunately, that is not the correct answer.
Is that 2002?
That is 2002 indeed. C Nation is very close with the answer here. Very close. Kurt Angle and Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's 2/3 correct. Is the triple threat. The third person is Rob Van Dam.
Oh, Rob Van Dam, because he had the hardcore title. That's right.
Yeah, the hardcore title. So Kurt Angle, Steve Austin, and Rob Van Dam. And of course, what's unique about that, it was the invasion angle, of course, at that point. So we had the unique part was a WWE star, a WCW star, and an ECW star in the main event of this show, going for the main championship. And of course, Angle was representing WWE. Austin was on Team WCW. Bizarre, I know, but he's done it in the past. And of course, Rob Van Dam representing ECW, the People's Choice, actually made himself a part of that encounter. Question 19. This is going to be an interesting one. Which championship was unified with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at No Mercy 2002?
I can thank Cultaholic for this one. It was the Intercontinental Championship, because they were saying it's one of the lowest points in the IC title's history, because it's then brought back about between 6 to 8 months later by a certain Mr. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Absolutely bang on the money. It was the Intercontinental Championship. I would give you more details, but we're going to move into question 20. Which two competitors were in that unification match at No Mercy 2002?
Triple H and Kane.
That is correct once again there. Yes, Triple H and Kane. And of course, the less said about this, the better. This is the storyline that refers to Katie Vick. And of course, instead of actually worrying about instead of worrying about the match between Triple H and Kane, commentary has got their attention completely elsewhere, as you can imagine. So you wondered why Fabulous Moolah and Ivory is not seen as one of the worst matches in history, or didn't make the top couple of choices. This is the reason why, because this match exists. And a couple of other ones do, which we're talking about very, very shortly. But C Nation goes in with a couple of answers here as well. Said the Intercontinental Championship. A lot of people forget that it was deactivated. Of course, as NXSteve said, it wasn't for very long. And of course, C Nation saying Triple H and Kane. Getting the correct answer once again along with you, NXSteve there. We have 5 questions to go. So I'm going to keep your score to myself for the minute. But let's just say you're doing pretty well. Question 21. Chyna won which championship in a Good Housekeeping match at No Mercy 1999?
That would be the Intercontinental Championship.
Yes, it felt good to put an Intercontinental title question after they had been deactivated. So well done on that one. Question 22. Brock Lesnar faced The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match at No Mercy 2002. What was the stipulation for their match at No Mercy in 2003?
That would be a biker chain match.
Absolutely correct. And the
one and only. It's a bike chain on a pole match, basically.
There you go. There you go. That's all you need to know. It was one match I didn't rewatch today, but I thought that it certainly was an interesting match stipulation.
So bad.
Absolutely. Question 23. We are close to the finish. Who was in the corner of Vince McMahon in his match versus Stephanie McMahon at No Mercy 2003? Of course, this was the No Holds Barred I Quit match. And to give you a clue, in the corner of Stephanie McMahon was Vince McMahon's wife, was Linda McMahon. Yes, who was in the corner of Vince?
Was it Tori Wilson?
It's close, but unfortunately, I can't give it to you.
Oh, it's Tori.
It is Sable. No? Sable is the one.
Okay.
Feels like almost a repeat of WrestleMania X7 when Vince was with Trish. It's kind of pretty much the same story in essence of you giving it
same twaddle. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 years
always some blonde-haired. No, I won't carry on that status, but yeah, some other blonde-haired member of the female roster. Yep.
Absolutely. Question 24. Who did the Batista defeat to retain the World Heavyweight Championship at No Mercy 2005?
I don't think I know this one. I'm going to just go out there and say, is this the Punjabi prison match with Great Khali?
It is not, but now I think about it, I should have put that in here.
I was going to say, I thought that would be one of the questions. I know Batista has a few matches over these shows, and honestly, the Punjabi prison match is the only one I probably remember.
I think I blocked that one out of my memory, unfortunately, but I do remember seeing it. But JBL was C Nation's one there for us. But actually, the answer is none other than Eddie Guerrero, his final pay-per-view, of course, as well, sadly.
That's right, yeah.
Unfortunately. But yes, he was in the main event in a losing effort to Batista. And the last question for us, what was the stipulation for the JBL versus Undertaker match at No Mercy 2004?
JBL versus Undertaker 2004. Oh, isn't this oh my god, I know it. Because it's the one where he ends up driving off in a hearse at the end of it. It's not Buried Alive. It's got a name that actually it really doesn't sound like this should be the match, but it is, because he ends up throwing JBL on the back of a hearse, and I have to pass through. I cannot remember it, but I know it's got some name that they referenced it with.
The last ride match.
Last ride match, that's it. Yep. And then he throws JBL into a hearse, and then he wins apparently.
There we go. There we go. Close, but no cigar on that one. But you could feel you were very close on that one. It was there on the tip of the tongue. It just wasn't there. But 25 questions there. Cena did get it correct in the comments, by the way. Well done to you, CD. Well, I can confirm 25 questions there have been answered by NXSteve, and he got a total of 17 correct out of 25. Your best so far in this series. How do you feel about that?
I'm getting there. Until I get a perfect score, I will never be happy.
I like it. So we need to do another one of these then very soon, is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do is I'm going to actually put a poll up and see if we want to do one of these again in the very near future of which particular show, because we might skip a little bit over Crown Jewels. There's not really been enough Crown Jewels at this point. So for sure, there'll be one for the Survivor Series, but I will start another poll to see if we can get one in the very near future. But if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, share it, and subscribe. I'm coming back to you.
We ain't going nowhere yet, son.
I'll just tell them the details they need to know. I just need the details they need to know. Now I can come to you and say, what final words would you like to say before we close off today? Or what do you want to catch me out with?
Well, I thought I'd test you on your No Mercy knowledge, if that's all right with you, Steve.
Let me just end the stream and then we can go for it.
I've prepared a set of questions, and I just wanted to know if you'd be able to answer them. It's not that many. It's only about 10 or so, I think. I'll check my sheet in a minute. But yeah, I thought I'd just give you a quick fire quiz and see how you do.
Go for it.
What was the first ever match at No Mercy?
I've lost you now. I can't hear you.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, the audio's gone, is it? Yeah.
I can't hear you. Hold on. I'll see if it's me. Hold on. There we go.
What was the first ever match at No Mercy?
Oh, God. And we're going with the UK show as well, so it's going to be really something out of there. I don't know, so I will just guess. I will go with...
You're never going to guess it. It's really out there. I'll give you a hint. One of the competitors was a rip-off of a WCW competitor.
Right, okay, so it'll be Gilbert.
Correct. You'll probably never get his competitor.
No, it probably... let's go with... I don't know. I reckon he's going to get completely squashed. I'm going to say he loses to Bradshaw.
No, it's Mr. Tiger Ali Singh.
I was going to say Tiger Ali Singh, and I thought, nah, I'll leave it. I'll leave it.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, dear. Right. Question number 2. What is the shortest match in No Mercy history?
Oh, goodness. You've gone with the old ones. So you really researched today, because I can tell you have, because you've had to go through all of them to go with this. So I will go with CM Punk versus Big Daddy V from No Mercy 2007.
Unfortunately, you are miles off. It's from 1999. It's a Miss Nicola Bass versus Tori, which lasts for a grand total of 27 seconds.
Madness. And to think that CM Punk versus Big Daddy V was 1 full minute longer.
I won't lie, that was one of my questions coming up, so don't worry about that one. Oh, dear. Number 3, what was the stipulation of Chris Jericho versus X-Pac in 1999? No, sorry, 2000.
2000. Steel cage match.
Bang on. Well done. 1 out of 3. Well done. What is the longest match in No Mercy history?
Jesus.
I won't lie, I'm doing these in chronological order. So I'm going through from 99 upwards. There's no back and forth. So we've just had a question based around 2000. So you're looking kind of roughly thereabouts or just after.
Well, my first match that what came to mind, I would have gone with Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker. And I would have gone with the Hell in a Cell one of the two.
Well done. 2 out of 4, right, Steve? Great shout.
Thank you.
See, this is kind of one that gives it away. What was the stipulation to the Stephanie versus Vince McMahon match.
It was a no holds barred I Quit match.
And for a bonus point, who quits?
Well, I mean, Stephanie technically, but the thing is, it's because the towel was thrown in by Linda McMahon.
Well done. So it's actually Linda McMahon that quits. But yes, you are right. It is Linda McMahon. So that's 3 out of 5. You're doing well so far, Steve. What title was inaugurated in 2002? So this is the same year that the Intercontinental title was merged with the WWE Championship, but another title has its first appearance this night. Now, bear in mind, it's 2002. This is post-invasion.
I am going to go with the World Tag Team Championships.
You're close. It's the WWE Tag Team Championships. The world ones were the current ones, unfortunately.
Okay.
So 3 out of 6. You're still doing well. Oh no, I've lied. Somebody's have gone backwards and forwards. What was the name to the Dudleys match from 2000 that involved 5 separate teams?
Oh, wow. This one, I don't have a clue. So I'll be having to go right out there.
Have a go. It's the Dudleys. Have a guess.
I mean, it's tables related, I'm sure.
It is tables. I will give you it. It is a tables match. It is the Dudleys Invitational Table match, and it was basically a gauntlet match with 5 teams, which I don't think. Yeah, the Dudleys did win. I can't remember the result exactly, but yeah.
I was actually going to say the tag team table turmoil, but that's clearly not the name of it. So, but it's no.
It's a 4 out of 7. You're doing well so far, Steve. So don't worry about it.
We'll take it.
You've done that one, right? Who were the members of the Legion of Doom in 2005?
Would be Road Warrior Animal and Heidenreich.
Correct, Amundo, Steve. That is 5 out of 8. Well done. You're actually quite good at these. From the same year, who was in a match against Undertaker?
Sorry, which year was this again? 2005?
2005.
So that would be a handicap match against Randy Orton and I believe Bob Orton as well.
Well done, Steve. So what are we on now? 7 out of 9? That's 6 out of 9? 6 out of 9, I believe.
6 out of 9, I think you said. Yeah, 6 out of 9, I believe.
Hang on. I'm not quite done here yet. Let me see one more. I've skipped that one because you already knew the answer, which was CM Punk versus Big Daddy V, so I'm not going to do that one anymore.
Can I stay at the point?
You can no, you can't still at the point because you've been uneven amount of questions. So this is the last one. Who has the most appearances at No Mercy?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay.
Now, bearing in mind that Triple H had 3 matches in one night, but he still has the same amount of appearances as the other person. Because what I did was I Googled how many matches they'd had, and it said Triple H had 8.
Right.
But bearing in mind 3 of them are in the same night. So, but the other person who holds the record is 8 appearances. Who is that superstar? I'm going to give you. I'll tell you what. I'll be fair, and I'll give you 6 choices to go from. You've got John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Chris Jericho, The Rock, Steve Austin, or Taker.
I mean, for me, it's one of 3 of those names you gave. The first name, which was probably going to be my answer, was John Cena, came to mind. But you do have the likes of Brock Lesnar, of course. But I mean, he's only around from 2002, 2003. He's not there from 2004 till late. Undertaker is another one with potential, but he does become a part-timer after a while. So I will stick my neck out and say, but John Cena was a Raw superstar as well. So I'm going to go with The Undertaker.
You are bang on the money, Steve. 7 out of 10. Correct on Monday. It was The Undertaker. He has 8 appearances at No Mercy. Obviously, Triple H has 8 matches at No Mercy, but 3 of them are in the same night.
There we go. I'll take that. I'll tell you what. That's a taste of my own medicine, isn't it? That is a real taste of my own medicine. There you go.
I thought I'd get you back.
Absolutely, I've had and I can tell you it's bitter, ladies and gents. That's what I can tell you. That's what it is. But still, nonetheless, all I can say is that was a lot of fun to be on the opposite end of it. I've got to say, maybe we should flip flop at some stage. But all I can say is NXT. It's been great to have you on as always. This has been a fun time doing the trivia, the quiz, and for anybody that is watching on delay, let us know what your score was at the end of this for NXT's quiz and for my quiz as well, if you all go with it. But certainly, NXT, is there anything you'd like to share before we wrap things up? Any more questions for our subscribers?
No, just the usual guy. But still, you still need to go on the community tab on the SCW channel and vote for DIY versus Mustache Mountain from Worlds Collide. I'm going to bang on about it every video now until we do the watch along for it. I'm going to tell you now. Go and vote for it because I know it's losing at the minute to Sasha versus Bailey, and I keep saying it. Everyone's done Sasha versus Bailey. Let's just do something else. Let's do a great tag team match. Let's do that one from Worlds Collide. It's a really good match, trust me.
We have to trust NXT, and I can tell you, you've got 24 hours if you want to change that poll around for NXT, because honestly, he really wants that match. So get involved and change the result if you can. And of course, there are other great matches in that poll as well, including Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, of course, DIY Revival. You've got Adam Cole, Ricochet that doesn't have a single vote. So let's see what it's going to do in the next 24 hours. But that's all from us anyway. Thank you all for watching. And I can say, if you're enjoying the quiz here, the trivia, then why not check out the playlist that's now been made for this? You'd go and check out the SummerSlam one and the Payback one that's available for you right now. And of course, there'll be more of these going on as the year continues. But that's for us anyway. And before we leave,
I just say I suck badly in the other two as well. Trust me. Like some of my answers are horrific. Like I got the correct answer of one question and still got it wrong.
Well, if that's not an excuse to go and see it, I don't quite know what is. But one thing's for sure, NXT, your day has been made. Not only with getting a score of 17 out of 25, but C Nation's also voted for DIY versus Mustache Mountain just for you. That's all from us. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. And of course, coming up tomorrow on this channel, if you're watching in real time, No Mercy predictions will be on this channel. Myself and Kyle from OTM will be here giving our predictions for No Mercy NXT. Take care. All the best. We'll see you then.